Today's Explore Roundup, we have Carter joining us.
Hi everyone, my name is Carter Lange. I am a rising fourth year psychology major with a business concentration and a religious studies minor. I'm currently a coordinator and TA for the Explore program.
What is your favorite Explore program memory?
So I would have to say when I declared my major with Sarah. So at this point I was a second year. I had already done the FSEM connections and decisions class, and I was honestly confused on if I wanted to do behavioral neuroscience or psychology. And Sarah and I were working together. I was her peer mentor for the FSEM course, and we were just kind of talking about it, and I realized I had no desire to do anything with behavioral neuroscience since there was so much about the lab work and biology, and I absolutely hated that. So we were literally sitting in her office after coming back from teaching an FSTEM course, and she's like, well, do you want to declare now? Because in my mind, I said I had declared. And I said, sure. And I thought it was going to be a much bigger process than it was, and it turned out we just sat there and I typed my name into some form online and just signed it and clicked like I'm not a robot, and that was it. And like, it's very anticlimactic, but having Sarah there to help me with that, even though like I could have easily done it myself, was really fun. And yeah, it just kind of was a pivotal point for me in the Explore program, even though it's technically me leaving the Explore program. But yeah, having Sarah there by my side to help me do that was probably one of my favorite memories from the Explore program.
What is some advice you would give to your first year self?
So for first year Carter, I would definitely say pay a lot of attention to what other people are talking about and doing on campus. So I didn't get super involved at first, and that's okay. I would say get involved, but I don't think I could have handled that freshman year. The schedule I have now with everything I'm involved with, I'm extremely busy, and I think I needed my freshman year to kind of just explore Boston and Northeastern and all of those friend groups that come with like freshman orientation and your housing and your classes and trying to find your footing. But kind of listening to what other people like, because as an Explore student, you're undeclared, but also you most of the time kind of have a sense of what you don't like or do like. And hearing other people's opinions are really helpful. So that's going to like look like a new horizons and meet the majors, which are events in the Explore program that are mandatory that you have to go to, but also very helpful to learn from. And I think I should have paid a little bit more attention to those, about what people actually liked and disliked about what they were learning or doing on campus. So that's what I would say. Just pay a little bit more attention to all of that stuff. And it's hard when you're a freshman because you're being bombarded with a bunch of new information. But I think I would have come to the decision I liked psychology more than behavioral neuroscience a little bit faster if I had listened to those panels a little closer, and then also asked why questions a lot. So why did you take this class over this class? And yeah, I think that would have helped me not declare sooner necessarily, but gave me a clearer picture of what Northeastern could offer with both departments.
That sounds like really good advice. Have you participated in any global experiences?
Yeah, so I've gone abroad twice. So I did NUN Germany when I was a freshman. So that's when you go abroad your freshman semester, your first semester of freshman year. And I really enjoyed it. There was a lot to do and a lot to learn, and it was a very small group of about 60 students. So I definitely got to know people pretty closely, and we were all living in very close quarters. But that being said, as an Explore student, it was awesome to kind of go and just take a bunch of history classes that were just really interesting to me and not necessarily moving my major along. I think it was a good transition for me academically because the NUN classes weren't as rigorous as on-campus classes, and they also were kind of based around, the politics of the EU and the history of Germany and all of that, which I was really interested in personally. So I got to learn about something I actually cared about compared to high school, when a lot of the time you have to just kind of learn what you have to learn. Like they decide that for you. And then I also did a dialogue. So a dialogue of civilizations is a study abroad over the summer. So mine was summer 2 of 2019, so last summer. And I went to London and I was studying the history of engineering and science. Also not my major or new path requirements. But it was an amazing experience. I probably would say that was my best experience with Northeastern as a whole. I think if you ask anyone who's gone on a dialogue, that is probably their favorite thing they've ever done in undergrad. You make amazing friends. You get to travel abroad, and it's a small group, and it's for 4 to 6 weeks, and so you're really packing everything in. And like, we definitely all got sick by the end. Like, we all had a cold and were very tired and fatigued. But that being said, it was an amazing experience, and I learned a lot that I wouldn't necessarily learn in my classes because it was the history of science. And if anything, it tied into my minor of religious studies more, because you know anything about the history of science, there's always been war against religion and science. So yeah, those are my two global experiences abroad, and I absolutely loved them both.
Nice. What are some of your favorite places to eat in Boston?
Okay, so this is hard to limit it down because I am a big foodie. My mom's a chef, so I've always kind of tried to find the best restaurants. But currently, there are 2 restaurants that are sister restaurants, so their chefs and executive owners are the same people. So there's one called Select Oyster Bar, which is an oyster bar and like seafood restaurant. It's right off of Newbury on Gloucester Street. So if whenever you all come to Boston, or if you've been here before, that's not that far from campus, maybe a 15-minute walk. And it's super cute, really great seafood. I mean, obviously we're in Boston. It is on the pricier side, but luckily their sister restaurant, Grand Tour, is way less pricey. It's a French bistro style restaurant, and that place is delicious, and they're both offering outside seating right now. And they're both in the Newbury area. So those are probably 2 of my favorite restaurants, like if we're going out to eat and like that's the thing we're doing. But if I'm just grabbing food around campus, huge fan of Ginger Exchange. They have some great pad thai. I've also had some really good oysters there too. I really like oysters, if y'all don't know. So Ginger Exchange is like a great like pad thai place, and I think they're open relatively late as well, and they deliver, which is amazing. And then also like I don't know how many restaurants will be open on campus, but like in Curry, the student center, there's like this taco place that opened up randomly in the middle of last semester, and no one told us it was opening, but it's really good tacos actually. And like actual like corn tortillas. So yeah, those are probably some of my favorite places around campus. And then also, if you go to Boylston near like the Fenway Park, there's some amazing food over there. They have like a Sweet Green and a Chipotle and a Tasty Burger and all of that stuff. But there's also a really good sushi place called Basha, which is like Japanese grill / sushi. So if you don't like raw fish, you can eat there. So yeah, I have a whole running list of favorite restaurants, but those are probably my top few.
Awesome. I'll be sure to check those out. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and good luck, everyone.